Alright, another lesson in videography. Always have a backup camera. This one for some reason isn't working right now, probably a dead battery. But I wanted to do a video showing some of the improvements in Portland. This is the area, inner east side, basically called Under the Bridges area. There's been some bike paths and park stuff put in here. People go down here to see the boats and of course the waterfront, that kind of stuff. Nice dockside stuff. So if somebody does make it up the river in a boat or a yacht, you've got places you can park and then visit downtown Portland, which is kind of nice. The bridges are all still here. We're going to show the guys out at Montague Bikes who had previously worked here to kind of what's going on. But this is some of our bike path, jogging path type areas. If you remember the vision of Vera Katz, who had been the mayor here for a while, she had really pushed for a lot of funding and a lot of improvement here. And as I go down here, you're going to see how a lot of the Skyline's very different from 20-25 years ago. I started coming to Portland in 2001, and the Skyline's even a bit different from back then. So what we're seeing here is, a lot of new Skyline here. You see some of the old Skyline there, and then that building with kind of the steps on it. Now that's been there for a little while. I believe that's been there since the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. One of the kind of secret things is whatever is at the top of that kind of quasi-dome, half-dome type structure up there with a curved roof. I believe that's a federal building, but they're pretty secretive about whatever is at the top floor of that. A lot of the other buildings there are new, serving various purposes. Over here in the south waterfront, you'll see a lot of new stuff over there. That actually kind of came after the Pearl District renovation stuff. Pearl District's over here with a view of it kind of blocked by this building, so we'll show it in a different area. One of the things that created was for Portland to be like the world's biggest duty-free shop. Taxes here are relatively low on purchased goods. There's also no sales tax, there's no excise tax. So people come from all over to go shopping, especially for certain types of luxury goods, boats, RVs, higher end bicycles, because they can be purchased here without sales tax. Now the boat thing here is very, very seasonal, but dock fees like around here, just not that expensive. And you can tie up at the city piers for free. Now, from time to time, there are people on liveaboard boats out here. They kind of work up and down the river. They come and go. It's February 15th, 2015. The weather just started to get kind of decent, and so people are out. We've been dealing with months of rain, and with the weather being decent, people want to go out. I want to go out. Okay, I'm out here. This is we're coming out after months and months of rain. So for those who haven't been around, this is the improvement. Okay, there's cranes, there's new construction. Now this is not on the scale of what you might see in Hong Kong or Shenzhen, but there's been an ongoing economic development here. I mean, there is an economic recovery. It's just that what tends to happen during economic recoveries is greed outpaces the recovery. Okay, so there is a lot of stuff that's kind of overpriced and empty. That's reality on a lot. But retail goods tend to be very reasonably priced. Restaurants tend to be very reasonably priced. A lot of it has to do with the street food here is very good. The food carts, you can see my food cart videos, other people's food cart videos. There's a real culinary history to this town. A lot of it has to do with farms in the rest of the state. A lot of farm products would get exported from Portland, therefore they kind of stop here first. And so the restaurants tend to have top-notch food for pretty reasonable local economy prices. So my personal experience is this has been one of the best cities in the world for restaurants. San Francisco is going to have higher quality stuff to a degree. They're going to hire some of the higher chefs, but then it's much more expensive. So you get a good deal when you're doing the eating here. That bridge over in the distance, the suspension bridge, that's new. That I believe is just going to be a train commuter bridge, which leads to a sky tram, which kind of difficult to see from here, but you'll see a tower in the distance. That's, I believe, one of the towers to the end of the sky tram. I'm not sure. It might not be, but no, I take that back. I don't think it is. But there is a sky tram out in that direction, and I can see the line from it, and it goes up toward the hospital. And it's basically for a lot of medical professionals to commute from that little project area up to the research hospitals on the hill. And yeah, the taller tower is at the base of where the little sky tram goes in, basically. But the cable isn't suspended by that taller tower, but it comes in at the base of it. Of course, we've got some river yachts and stuff like that, some river tours. We've got a grain terminal down there. Anybody who's been here in the last 50 years, that hasn't changed a whole lot. What's really changed is the downtown Skyline. They do have downtown housing, although it's relatively expensive condos. Also a live aboard boat situation, which is, you know, somewhat reasonably priced. Very bike friendly. As soon as the weather is anywhere near decent, people are definitely out and about on these riverfront walking and bike paths. And there tends to be events that happen on these from time to time. So that's a little bit more of the Portland tour. Just as the weather is starting to break, late winter 2015.